Hello and welcome to World of Outlaw Season 4, round number 4 here at St. Jerry Speedway. We got Jared's home track here. It's looking beautiful. Get a little overhead view here. This track is a little unique, So things that separate this track from the tracks that we've done so far. So for one, there's no real cushion on this track. This track has a more traditional wall on the outside, so you're not going to see that same cushion effect. That being said, there's still some pretty high banking on the outside, so you can definitely still get some runs, get some momentum started there. But with the way that the turns are designed on this track, and with them being, if you look at both of them, they're more like winding turns, like they're really long. This track is going to be like probably the longest that you're going to be on the drift of any of the tracks we've done so far, and it's probably we'll see how some of the new tracks end up turning out, but it'll probably end up being one of the top tracks on the schedule of just in terms of like how long you're on the drift in the corners. It lasts quite a while. These corners are very long. They wind. They go on for a bit. And it makes for interesting racing. A lot of really good crossover potential in this track. You also got the inside rocks, inside ruts on the inside of the turns. So that's another thing that mixes it up. That flat line on the bottom was a little too good, so run it up a little bit, make it interesting. And so it's going to be a bit bumpy down there. Probably don't want to run it full time, but you can definitely still make some moves, make some stuff happen. It also makes things interesting if somebody's on your inside. You could try to like force them down into the rocks and like kind of make things interesting there too, where there's that type of game going on between the drivers there. So definitely a few different interesting aspects of this track. This one should be really cool to watch play out. Really excited for this track. As you can see, all the aesthetics and stuff, wanted to make this one look real good. Was really looking forward to racing this one. And let's get on to the starting order. So, go to the front of the pack here. We're going to have Turkey on the front row on the right. So on the inside, that's going to be Turkey starting in first. And then we've got Soul Reaper in second. And then third, Luke, fourth, Detail. Fifth, Real Deal. Sixth, Optics. Seventh, Jared. Eighth, Armada / Optic Dino. And ninth, Slaunch, bringing up the rear for St. Jerry Speedway. But let's go on board with them, get a nice view at the start of this race. It's going to be a 55-lap race. Oh, the cold trickle on the start from Slaunch, ready for that restart. It looks like the rest of the drivers were not exactly ready for it. Gets a nice run on that. Going to go to the outside right away, as we have a bit of a 3 wide in the middle here. A few 2 wides. Now it's starting to develop into a 3 wide. There we go. Got a couple, almost like a 4 or 5 wide here. Detail is completely on top of Armada. What a save, by the way. That was a 6 save by Armada right there. Whoa. Slaunch and Luke going high into the wall. Saves it. It's going to be a 3 wide battle there for a second. Right now it's a Real Deal, Slaunch, Jared, and Soul Reaper, like a 4-way battle up there for a second. Meanwhile, that's Turkey in the lead, who is just absolutely, I guarantee it, just enjoying life at the moment. In the lead, got a 4-way battle behind him. That's going to help him stay out in front. I'm sure he's totally fine with that. So, yeah, Turkey leading early and, trying to show after that Moto 2 finish from Lafayette that he's still got it in him to get up to those wins like we saw in Moto 1. So he's off to a strong start here in our Moto 1 of this race. So we have, this is round board with Detail and Optics going at it. But Detail's going to try to take advantage of this rock line and get the momentum from Jared. And right there is a really good example of what I was talking about in the pre-race. Like I said, you don't really want to stay down there, but it gives you a little bit of extra room where you can try to make some moves happen, try to make some crossovers happen. Just makes the track a little bit wider and give you more potential for space and opportunities and things like that for battles. So pretty cool. Definitely something that makes this track unique in the schedule. We have kind of a similar idea, but not, different execution with our first track, 141, with the inside rut. So similar, again, going for like similar types of things, but a little bit different, right? The 141 one was actually like, okay, we're going to make this really strong, but we're going to make this like hard to run. On this one, it's not very strong to run it the whole way, but it is really strong to use for battles and to set up passes and stuff like that. Oof, big crossover from Luke to make the 4 wide happen here. Oh, Slaunch gets clipped on the edge of that. Really good recovery on that. I don't know how he didn't end up going down harder. Yeah, let's see if we can go back a little bit and look at this one, because that was kind of crazy. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this was a pretty nuts situation here. So we have this 4 wide battle going on, right? Here we see it, and the big slide job from outside to inside. But the drivers that were on the inside go outside, and they go way outside. They don't stop, and eventually Slaunch gets the short end of the stick there in that train. That was Jared, Detail, Luke, and Slaunch all in that 4 wide battle, and did not end well for Slaunch, but it was a pretty good recovery. And he's still got time to bring it back. Like now, you know, Armada that had that save earlier, now Slaunch and Armada are next to each other, and maybe they can line up, try to get a reach draft, something like that going on. You know, they've still got some potential. And look at how much these guys are battling in the mid pack. Like that's going to give those guys that have clean air in the back a little bit of a potential to make gains here. They're not necessarily clean air, but just single wide, able to run the line that you want to run. Real Deal making contact with a wall there. Not sure what happened there. Ran a little too wide on that one. Meanwhile, Turkey still having a really good lead in this race. And see Real Deal peeking on the inside of our screen. Went for a deep rock run there. Not going to work out. Detail, Soul Reaper, and Luke going at it in the top 3. And Soul like kind of loses it right there, but kind of gets saved by having Luke on the inside. Kind of like stops Soul from going way too deep. It looked like he was really about to lose it right there, but he ends up getting it going again and keeps it straight and keeps it in the top 3. But his podium spot is definitely a threat here. And with that big cheese, that lost a lot of time too. So Detail's gotten away now. It's now Turkey and Detail with quite a bit of a gap there in 1-2. And look, Slaunch is back in this, and Armada. Oh, Armada must have had another mistake or something, because he's way behind now, so something must have happened to him. So that's really... Oh, another driver. Real Deal getting into Jared, but all of these... I think that one probably could have been considered a 2-car because he got, like, forced into it. The same thing with Slaunch. Like, a few of these were definitely... a few of these definitely could have been cautions, but weren't called cautions on the track. But we decided to go clean and green, call that one a single car, and we keep going here. As, meanwhile, Turkey had a bit of an issue there. He made contact with the wall, went like 2 wheels, and he lost the lead. Now Detail goes right to the lead. He's going to be like, all right, yeah, I'll take that. I'm just going to take that right from you and take the lead and kind of try to run with it from there. Detail winning the overall last week, of course, but still yet to get on the board for a Moto win this season, so still trying to hunt that down. And Real Deal going for the rock line, and that was a legit single car flip. What the hell was that? Just going a little too hard on the rock line, and I honestly wasn't expecting that for any flips to happen there. But yeah, it must have been like just a weird angle, too much speed, and yeah, he ends up making contact with it. Completely goes down, and look at this Soul Reaper and Slaunch. Slaunch has had a really good comeback. Like we just saw him flip a few laps ago, and somehow, some way, he's battled his way all up here. Look at how separated they are in the back. All these drivers that have crashed, they're all just like kind of single wide right now. Meanwhile, we still have this battle for second. We're watching Luke and Turkey up there, and we still have Soul and Slaunch going at it right here for fourth and fifth. So yeah, I don't know how Slaunch was able to get back up, but he's done a really good job recovering so far. He's still got potential at a good finish, and if him and Soul can like try to link up here, get some draft action going. You know, if Luke and Turkey catch up to Detail, if they start battling, if it becomes like a 3-wide battle, there's still potential. I know it may not seem like it right here, but like if this goes green, I would say there's definitely still potential for Slaunch and Soul. And here you can see the lag between these two drivers. Yeah. So, you know, if you're questioning it, you could definitely see it in the theater. There's definitely quite a bit of lag here between these two, literally swapping places. I'm sure what we're seeing in theater here is not too far off from what they were seeing, or at least what other people were seeing of them during the race. Definitely some prominent lag here. So it's going to be really touchy for these two to not take each other out, but so far, so good. They're doing a pretty good job. Slaunch going to complete the move here, but let's see if Soul tries to fight back to the inside, and he is going to try to do that. He does get a bit of a momentum. Slaunch going to stay with that outside, and he's just setting up for the crossover. Go for that run. Tries to hit the rocks, and a little too hard. And they're going to keep battling. They have this chance of catching up to the top 3 and singling out, but they're not going for that. They're just going for their spot right now, trying to get the best position they can. Meanwhile, it looks like Luke and Detail are about to start battling for first and second as well, so looks like we're going to see a lead battle here shortly too. And now Turkey's just like kind of in no man's land the way this has gone. Like Luke's gotten away from him in second, but Slaunch and Soul are battling too hard behind him to really catch up to him. So Turkey's just like kind of in his own race right now, and he's just kind of hoping for Luke and Detail to start battling, and start it does. Luke's going to slide to the inside there, as we have Slaunch slide into the inside of Soul Reaper as well, and I think we're just going to stay on board where we're at because we're going to be able to watch both of these battles, and both of these battles have been pretty great so far. Slaunch and Soul have been going at it for a long time, and the Detail and Luke battle is just getting started as we see a big crossover from Detail up there. Now Luke maybe gonna, actually does, wow, that was really close, gonna make it happen to the inside. Big inside dive, but you see Detail go for that outside line, gonna go for the run, and Turkey is just lurking behind, just waiting for his opportunity, trying to catch up as the lag cheese between Slaunch and Soul continues. So we have this lead battle going on here, and as you can see, just close crossovers between the two, and this is probably what it's gonna be a lot of the way. And if they keep this up, I mean, look, Turkey's not that far behind, and then even Slaunch and Soul really aren't that far behind. So if they keep this up, this definitely could make things very interesting for later on in the race. If they wanted to, Detail and Luke could definitely just you know, settle it and go solo, go single wide, and then just like try to stay with each other and get away from the pack. But they're not electing to do that. They want to make this as entertaining as possible. So we're gonna have this lead battle going on here, and you know, potentially hitching one of these drivers behind into it as well. Although the way it's looking right now, it might take a while because even though they're battling, they're not really losing that much time from it, it seems. Like they're kind of like making the battle work with their line. And yep, just back-to-back crossovers, outside, inside, keeping it going. Is Detail going to go for it again here? Looks like he's setting up for it. He might actually just stay to the outside. Actually has a pretty good outside line run that time. Maybe we'll try to slide in this time. Yes, he's going to go for it, turn 1 and 2. Slide in. Yeah, he's definitely got a wheel there, so Luke's going to surrender to the outside, but then go right back in on the crossover into the rocks. Detail setting it up on the outside, probably just going to stay there for now, try to carry that momentum, and as you can see, he's able to do it. Like, the outside's able to carry better momentum than I think a lot of people give it credit for on this track. It's actually very useful for setting up the runs that you need to make moves, and right now, Detail has fallen off a little bit, so he's going to try to regain here. Get a little bit of that time back. Luke's not too far in front, but look at this. Turkey is now starting to catch up behind as well. So Turkey's in a great spot right here. Look at this. And like I was saying, this battling going on is working out for Turkey very well. He's slowly but surely catching up and just staying involved. He's in a really good position right now. Maybe lost a little bit of time that lap, but it looks like they're starting to hitch up and go for the battle again. So this is going to open things up for Turkey. He needs to really focus in on hitting some good lines these next couple laps, try to catch up, and look, the back-to-back crossovers for the lead. This battle's going to go on. This battle's definitely going to keep going for a while the way that we're looking. Unless Turkey has something to say about it, make it a three-way battle, make it interesting. And look at this. We're clean and green. We're getting close to the end of this race. 55-lap race. We already are at like 44. We're getting really close to the end here. We're at like 10 to go. So, we're about to hit that. So we're getting really close to the end of this thing. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like this race has just flown on by. But yeah, 55 laps on this track actually takes quite a while. It's just the fact that we've had a clean and green race here makes it seem a lot, faster than what we're used to with all the cautions and stuff. And as you can see, Soul Reaper has actually gotten away from Slaunch a bit right there. Soul's really gotten away from him. So we maybe even will have Soul enter into this. I was going to say Slaunch and Soul maybe will be able to do it, but now Slaunch is, maybe some cheese happened there in their battle. I'm not sure, but Slaunch fell back a little bit. So it looks like Soul would be the one to enter in. And at this point, it's going to be hard for that to happen. It's probably just going to be Turkey at this point. Soul's going for it right there. Not quite able to get the run that he's going to, but we have this lead battle still going on. Soul, meanwhile, as well. So we're going to have a two-way set of battles here. Soul has entered back into the podium fight, and this is not what Turkey wanted. This is going to make it very difficult for him, potentially, to get back into this lead battle, which is what he wanted. But Soul has a really bad run right there on the rocks, so this actually opens up the door. Soul was right there, but just did not get a good run that time. So now Turkey has clean track around him again. He can run whatever line he wants. He needs to focus in, hit these lines, and start to catch up now, because we are going to 5 to go right here. 5 more laps. Luke on the inside right now, Detail on the outside. Try to determine the win of this race, and can Turkey catch up in time to play the spoiler? I don't know. As we have Detail sliding back to the inside, going to be 4 to go. And at this point, I don't think that Turkey's going to be able to do it. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So we're going to go on board here, side by side between the two, and actually running a bit of a high line, more so than what we're used to seeing. Going to be 3 to go here. And they're just going side by side. And for all the crossovers that we've seen, Luke not really electing for the crossover yet, maybe trying to set it up for a right moment, but we'll have to see. He's running out of time. 2 to go. Complete. When do they decide to go for it? Or does Detail decide to go for a big slide on the inside at some point? No, they're just keep holding their lines so far. It's actually a really good run on the outside that time from Luke as we go to the white flag. That time down, it would have been a really close finish. White flag, what do they do? Are they just going to hold their lines and try to make the momentum happen, try to make that win? Or are they going to go for a crossover? Here we go. Decision needs to be made. I think it's going to have to be the crossover. Luke to the inside of the rocks. Not going to happen. Detail locks it up. Luke's going to take second, Turkey third, and something must have happened to Soul because he falls back to fifth. I believe Slaunch, we had Slaunch picking up the fourth there. So let's go back and watch the end of this race. So we're 2 to go here. So we'll watch this the end of this last lap again. So yeah, for a few laps there, despite all the crossovers happening earlier, they were actually doing a really good job of just holding their line and battling that way. So that's what they elected to do for a while. But here, Detail gets a really good entry into 3 and 4. And that's when I think Luke decided, got to go for the crossover. Like, the outside's not going to make it happen with that entry. That entry was too good. Tries to make the crossover happen, but not going to happen. As you can see, Detail just way too good of a run. That was a really good run on that last lap there. And it seems like Real Deal also getting kind of loose. So you watch these finishes. Might have to take a look at a replay here, as long as it's not too far. See what happens. So yeah, Soul was, and it looks like that's where he is right now. Does he just hit the wall here? So Soul was like clearly just in a good. Actually, we should go to Slaunch's POV because we're just gonna see both of them anyways, right? So Soul was in a really good position here, to just take fourth, right? Just take fourth. Like, he's in a really good spot. Right here is we're gonna be going on to white flag. Does it happen on the last lap? What the hell happened? So here we go, white flag lap. He just goes for it. He just goes for it. He goes for a crazy move. It's very ambitious. Let's see how close he came there. And I think he just did not want to settle for fourth. He had fourth locked up, but he just did not want to settle for it. As you can see, a lot of goose legs. I don't know. He was definitely hoping for the best rock run of all time. It would have been crazy. Or, maybe just not wanting to lose that inside. Not wanting to lose that inside as well. Could have been either of those two things, or maybe a little bit of both, but either way, sends it a little too far, and goes into the crate on the inside, and that is what allows Slaunch to take this fourth place back, and that makes so much sense, because I was confused about that. I was like, how the hell did Slaunch take that back, losing that much of a gap? Well, that makes sense. That's exactly how it happens. Now, let's see what happens between Real Deal and Soul here. This is going into, again, last lap, last corner. And Real Deal, instead of running the middle, decides to run Soul down to the rocks. And they swap. And Real Deal just, like, I don't know if it was the swap or he turns in too hard, but he just, like, loses it. And Soul actually does a really good job. So credit to him for that. That was a really good recovery to hold on to the top 5 on that last lap. He definitely could have let Real Deal pass him there. So that was a really nice job holding on to that. But, yeah, just like a super ambitious move to try to get the podium. Ended up costing him a spot, but then he did a pretty nice job holding on to the spot after that. So that's gonna be our first moto. So Detail taking it, his first moto win of the season for Woo, and another moto winner on the board. Quick check. What is that, like? I was gonna say 6, and it looks like it is 6, and we're up to 6 moto winners now. And we're in round 4. That is pretty crazy. So that's what we like to see. So Detail taking that one. Luke second. Turkey with another, there you go, another good finish from him. Podium there. Slaunch taking that 4th. Soul 5th. Real Deal 6th. Optic 7th. Jared 8th. And the Optic Dino in 9th. Going to get that pole position for Moto 2. All right, see you guys there.